The last day of interprovincial travel under level 4 lockdown. For more on this, let's cross now to my colleague Patricia Visagie. Over to you, Patricia.
Well, good afternoon to our viewers. Here on the N1, of course, a big traffic operation that is underway, and this goes directly to that 7-day interprovincial curfew that was given since the 1st of May, of course, to allow a lot of South Africans who went to other provinces to come back to the City of Gold and, of course, travel to other provinces. And today is the last day. Now, a huge traffic operation that is taking place here to make sure that, of course, all the check and balances are taking place, the right law enforcement is implemented, but with that also a lot of screening that is taking place. Here you can see a long queue. These people are in line to be screened for COVID-19. So a lot of activity at this particular toll plaza that is taking place, both the traffic operations and, of course, South Africans getting screened for COVID-19. So let's just speak to Jackson Ledwaba from the health department, the Gauteng health department, just to give us an update. So we see a lot of South Africans are being screened for COVID-19. Their temperatures are being checked. If you can maybe just in short give us an update on that.
Okay, this operation started on the 1st of May. So basically what is happening, all those that are coming in from other provinces, especially those that are from the north, when they arrive here at Carousel Plaza, they are going to be stopped here, and that's where, if you look over there, that's where now they're coming off their taxis, and then we'll do thermal scanning. One of our professional person would be there doing thermal scanning on all of them. Those that are found to be having temperature and some of the signs that are related to COVID-19, we do testing that side. But then as you look around here, you see there's a lot of clinicians that are here. Now, all of them are doing screening. And then the aim is to identify possible COVID-19 signs. So as soon as we have those, we have other clinicians that are based on that other side of the bus. They're doing testing. Then during the course of the day, we take a batch of those specimens that have been tested. We take them to the lab using University of Pretoria laboratory. Then we leave one of the coolers so that they can continue testing. So basically this is happening on a daily basis. And then it will go up until, now the aim is it will go beyond the 7 days. Then we'll get a directive from the department. Afterwards, then how often must we come over here? But then we're coming here on a daily basis.
You're saying this particular operation started on the 1st of May. Obviously today it seems like it is more intense, more traffic flow, because obviously people trying to meet the deadline, which is today for interprovincial traveling. In short, do you have the statistics? How many people have you screened and tested at this particular operation since it started?
I don't have the precise number, but on average, yesterday we did 3.7. Day before yesterday we did 2001. I just don't have the other numbers, but then on average we're doing 2,000 and more. So if you count all those days, I think we have done more than 10,000 screening. And in terms of testing, on average on a day we're testing close to 20 people. So yeah, it would go beyond 100.
Do you have enough manpower to do all of that? Are you equipped with all the right resources? How easy and how perhaps difficult has the operation been?
Well, so far I think it's good because we're having clinicians from various clinics around Gauteng. They come here all in the morning and then we knock off here at 18 hours. But in terms of numbers, we are good.
How have the public been in terms of their cooperation, their willingness to be tested? How have they been receptive to that?
Well, so far all of them are happy that they are being screened, and then those that are having signs are also happy that they are being tested at the site. So we're getting positive response from the community.
Now, people are standing in queues very close to each other. Of course, the issue of social distancing does become a concern, but I think the big point here, the plus point, is the fact that everybody seems to be wearing masks, but we're still concerned about the issue of social distancing.
Well, yes, it's true. The issue of social distancing is a factor, but then we're having the metro over there. They're trying to assist us also in that regard. But then what is key is that if all of them are having masks, at least it's a positive sign on our side, so don't worry that much.
All right. And till what time will you be continuing as the health department? Until what time will you be here? Today is the last day for the interprovincial curfew for traveling. Will you be here tomorrow, or is this your last day here?
We'll be here tomorrow, ma'am, up until 18 hours.
All right. Thank you so much there, Jackson Lidwaba from the Gauteng Health Department. Of course, just giving us a round up on the screening and testing process that is taking place at this toll plaza. And that in collaboration with, of course, the traffic operation that is also taking place. This as the clock starts ticking for South Africans to use these last hours for the interprovincial traveling. Of course, most people coming from the other provinces into Gauteng using this last grace period. Tight operations here on the ground. So let's turn to the Gauteng traffic police spokesperson. Is also speaking for community safety, and this is Mr. Obert Sibasa. Your operation seems to be really busy. Can you tell us, of course you started a couple of days ago, 1st of May if I'm correct, and how has it been?
Yes, it is busy. This is a multidisciplinary 24/7 static roadblock. It started at the beginning of the lockdown. When the lockdown was introduced, this started that day. Equally, it's your secondary, your roving roadblocks within a province. Now, today we expected to be, or it is anticipated that it is going to be busy. It is, in fact, already busy. Reason is the end of the once-off one-way window period for interprovincial travel. Now, 11:59:59, it is cut off. No one is going to be allowed to travel between provinces. As you can see where we are, the N1 carousel, traffic is already heavy. We're counting more than 500 to 800 motor vehicles per hour. That is on the carousel N1. And most of the cars are moving from Limpopo towards Gauteng. That other side, less motor vehicles, direction Limpopo. The entry equally so, the N4 northwest in Mpumalanga, the N17, the N12 Emalahleni, R24 northwest, your Moloto Road. Those are already busy as we talk. And we expect traffic to be busy until, your cut-off time.
But you're not just here to, do the stop and checks. You're also here to look at who obeys the rules of the lockdown and just the law in general throughout the days. Have you come across people who have perhaps broken the law?
To be honest, where I am and most of the national routes, all your freeways, that is where we normally don't encounter challenges. Most people there, or drivers there, they comply. With regard to your 70% loading capacity, 2 meter social distancing, sanitize your motor vehicle. Some motorists travel with sanitizers in their motor vehicles. They do comply. And it is also rare to find people, driving at excessive speed for the circumstance, driving under the influence of alcohol. However, if you move to townships, majority do comply. However, some drivers, deliberately break the rules of the road. You'll find a person wearing a mask under his chin when the mask was supposed to be, closing or covering your nose as well as your mouth. In most cases, passengers, it would be 1, 2, which at the end of the day, we don't allow them to travel, to go back home. If not, without a reason, you will be arrested for doing that. You will still find, in the last 3 days, we have recorded, 3 fatal crashes, where 3 people were killed out of, following 3 fatal crashes. we have arrested, believe it or not, the 5 days, 37 motorists for driving at excessive speed for the circumstances. The highest speed recorded was 224 on 120 zone. The highest speed on 100 zone was 230. That tells you that we still have those arrogant, those drivers that are, ill-disciplined with regard to the rules of the road.
And of course, as you said, we have until midnight. South Africans have until midnight to make sure that they cross over from one province to the other. What happens to those ones who do not meet this particular curfew?
A very good question. The curfew says 11:59 minutes, 59 seconds. It's cut off. Cut off. If you are still in your province before 12 midnight, forget about crossing to another province. Forget about crossing to another province. You must be at your destination around 12 midnight. That is, you must have crossed your province to another province, to a destination that you were traveling to.
So it means that if somebody had to arrive at this particular toll gate or any other toll gate across the country after that particular deadline, what happens? Do they get how do they turn around? Because obviously it's a one direction. I just want to understand what is the operation that will take place.
Ma'am, if you are still in your province, you still wish to travel, you are not going to be allowed. You'll have to turn back to where you stay. Reason is, it is cut off. That is not my rule or regulation. That is the government which regulated and legislated that.
No, I understand that, and I'm not fighting. I just want to use this opportunity to inform South Africans out there. A highway is a one-way. If somebody who probably does not know, who's not watching the news, find themselves on the road, what should they do, or what will the traffic cops do to make sure that they obviously guide them or help them to get back?
To those road users out there, they were given 7 days window period. What made it difficult for them to travel before the cut-off time? I mean, they should have made a plan to travel before the cut-off time. Cut-off means cut-off. It means we'll keep on, giving people grace and extending cut-off. Cut-off is cut-off. You were given 7 days. That was communicated to almost everybody. Media, helped us with regard to communicating to thousands, if not millions, of South Africans. Now, what made it difficult for a motorist, for a road user, not to travel within the 7 days?
Well, that's a fair question, but unfortunately we know how our people operate. But just to move on with the conversation, it's not just about traffic regulations here. It is a joint operation. We're also using this opportunity to, of course, magnify the COVID-19 program of testing and screening South Africans. And from the Metro Police side, of course, you're helping the health department to do their work as well. And how's that interaction been going?
Definitely, ma'am, yes, multidisciplinary roadblock. We working as a collective, Department of Health, Army, Tshwane Metro is here. Almost all stakeholders are on board. So far, we haven't experienced any challenges. You can check from, the people that are queuing for or to be screened. There's that social distance. They are compliant. They have got their masks on. So far, so good. No challenges experienced. All is going well according to plan.
Are there motorists who are perhaps complaining that you perhaps taking their time? People don't react the same to such operations. Of course, this is for the interests of everyone that it has to be done. But have you reached people that are perhaps hard-headed, stubborn, impatient?
Out of the 10 people we stop, 9 out of 10 will appreciate what we are doing. That only one, who needs to be educated, what to be educated about the importance of a roadblock. What is the reason for us to be here? It's more of safety. It's more of helping him as a road user to reach his destination safe. Nothing else.
Certainly, safety comes first, and that is exactly what this operation here seeks to do. It seeks to obviously try and help South Africans to protect them from perhaps COVID-19. Here, if we can just look at what's happening in this queue, you can see the screening that is taking place here. South Africans, their temperature being tested before they go to the formal screening at that site, and thereafter, just as of course Mr. Jackson Lidwaba from the Health Department said earlier, after the screening, if they do pick up some of those symptoms linked to COVID-19, then the formal testing is taking place just on the other side. So a lot of activity taking place here, stretching beyond really just your normal traffic operations. And the highlight of this operation is again to remind South Africans, as where you are, whichever province you are in, you are given until midnight this evening. Midnight, perhaps we can say Friday morning, midnight, to travel from one province to the other. Of course, this as that 7-day traveling, interprovincial traveling grace period comes to an end at 12 o'clock today. So, and this goes in line with, of course, the lockdown regulations that have been eased from level 5 to level 4, allowing economic opportunities or rather economic activity to resume as well. And this means a lot of people will be traveling from your other provinces such as Limpopo, KZN and so on to the economic hub, which is Gauteng. And wherever you are, you have until midnight. Otherwise, law enforcement will be dealing with you. I think on that, it is a wrap, and let's give it back to you in studio.
Thanks very much, Patricia, for that report. As she says, the clock is ticking. If you need to get to another province, you need to have left your place of origin by now. We're going to have more news for you